Welcome into the beautiful stadium, the UMAC in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We have a huge matchup. The Broken Arrow Tigers versus the Northwest Classen Knights coming in from Oklahoma City. Should be a fun one today, dictating who will play the Union Redhawks tomorrow. Beside the left of me, I have Caleb Starr. Funny to see us back here together, partner.
Back again, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. Coming in, JoJo David and Caleb Starr together today. Should be an entertaining one, hopefully, for the Tigers. As going into this one, you can have one thing clear in mind: get the win and play Union tomorrow. So me, as a Broken Arrow alumni, so happy to be back here watching the black and gold Tigers in this face-off. Coach Beau Wallace has a task at hand to see what he can do to get that rematch against Union tomorrow.
Absolutely. You just got to win and advance here. Take care of business is the name of the game. You know Coach Wallace is going to have an excellent game plan. If we stick to the script, defensively rebound the ball well, we can take the life out of this team. When a lower seed comes in like this, they have nothing to lose, JoJo. So they're going to be putting the ball up. We got to take care of business early and kind of take their spirit right from the start.
Yeah, Broken Arrow come with a 17-5 record to close out the season. Northwest Classen with 8-15 record. And some interesting storylines going into this one today. It'll be Gene Mason's first start of the season, coming off a lower leg injury. Going to be really interesting to see him play. He hasn't been getting minutes these past 2 weeks, but getting him getting him back into that lineup is going to be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, for Gene, it's just play your game. He doesn't have to do anything special. He's got a team around him that can make shots, make plays. So just get in the flow, run the offense like normal, and let the game come to you.
Yeah, it should be a good one so far. I mean, the Tigers are pretty much battle-tested this season in close games. Not sure if we're going to see that today, but they have beat Union twice by 7 points and 4 points. So, obviously, today, you kind of want to keep the ball rolling into what can be tomorrow, a matchup against Union at 7:30.
Looking forward to that one, but not going to count the chickens before they hatch there. We got to take care of business. On the offensive end, JoJo, we need better shot selection. Haven't shot the ball well the last couple of games. Assistant Coach Kerry King told me this week they chart shots as green shots, yellow shots, or red shots. Obviously, if you're taking a red shot, that's not good. Sometimes you got to take those yellow shots, but the green shots are those uncontested shots. In the last couple of games, Coach King said, hey, we've taken way too many contested shots. So it's not just looking for the open shot, it's also don't pass up the open shot, looking for what you would think is a perfect shot or rotating the ball to the next player when you're open.
Yeah, and speaking of shots, you got to be really tedious with those free shots. Free throws have been some of an issue for the Tigers this season. A lot of games have came down to those mini points, and they've lost those opportunities at the free throw line. So I think today is going to be a huge point where you're going to want to drill that into these players and make those shots when you have the opportunity. And also another thing, get Corbett Dow hot early. He's been the guy so far this season, averaging 16.2 points per game. Going to want to get him hot early on, supply the ball around to all the teammates, and get him going.
Yeah, good call, JoJo. I'm looking for the set plays. Every once in a while, they'll run a set piece. Might see a backdoor cut for an alley-oop to Corbin. I think you'll see some of those. I think this team might be susceptible to that. And so I look for the Tiger coaching staff to be taking advantage of that. If you ever watch the sidelines, every once in a while, you'll see one of the assistants tap Coach Wallace on the elbow and whisper something in his ear, and then all of a sudden he's up and calling a play. Each one of the assistants has a responsibility on game day to watch different parts of the floor, both on the offensive and defensive end, to see what's going on. And they all do a great job of that, keep Coach Wallace informed. So I'm looking for those set plays to see if we can't get some easy baskets early.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be one of those type of games so far today. So stay tuned. We're going to take it down to the court for the starting lineups.
For tonight's 6A East Regional between the Broken Arrow Tigers and the Northwest Classen Knights. First, let's meet the visitors on the scoreboard. The Northwest Classen Knights at 5'9" and junior number 10, Corlin Evans. At 6 foot, a junior number 14, Quincy Evans. At 6 foot, a sophomore number 22, Braylon Kirkendall. At 5'11", a junior number 23, TJ Clark. And at 6'1", a sophomore number 25, Montrell Parks. Head coach of the Knights is Jonathan Bates, assisted by Brett Haynes and Tara Large. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Broken Arrow Tigers. At 6'5", a junior number 1, Gene Mason. At 6'6", a senior number 4, Corbin Dell. At 6'6", a senior number 5, Coy Lemons. At 6'6", a senior number 22, Aiden Clark. And at 6'5", a senior number 32, Troy Bell. Head coach of the Tigers is Beau Wallace, assisted by Keelan Key, Trent Cantrell, and Matt Watson.
Welcome back to this entertaining matchup with the Tigers and the Knights. Gonna wait in a little bit for the insinuating tip-off at the UMAC. We were talking about the UMAC earlier, Caleb, and how big it is. And it's not a lot of people. I feel have we seen it packed is kind of the question.
Yeah, you know, they have hosted some college tournaments in here. I think ORU's conference tournament was in here one year, and I think that's the last time I saw it completely packed out.
It is a beautiful stadium, that's for sure.
It is. It's a beautiful facility. Looks like Coy Lemons will be up there with Troy for the tip. Oh, we got a technical foul out of the gate here. I wonder what happened.
That is not the way you want to start a game off. If you're the Knights, you want to find every way possible in these early on minutes to kind of just make it be known, like put your foot on the ground and get those points early on. And that's not the way to do it, as you already let out 2 points to the Tigers and they get possession.
Well, I was talking about getting early, easy baskets, and you were talking about hitting free throws. Check and check right out of the gate.
That's a good way to start to get this game going. And we're off with Gene Mason taking it up. So we want to see some controlled basketball. See if they can swing this walk around. Down in the middle is going to be Troy. Troy Bell gets the offensive rebound.
He's got to take that back up right there.
Good ball move by the Tigers. They're going to lose right there by Lemons. Back in Bell's hand. That's going to put him on the line. And I think we got something down for Madison Dildine. She got some keys to the game.
Our first key is we have to guard our yard, which means keeping offense in front, and we cannot gamble. Then it's none or one on defensive rebounding. That's going to be essential tonight. And lastly, 50-50 possessions are key to success. JoJo.
Thank you right there, Madison Dildine. And it's as of right now, already a 2-0 start. Not even a minute into this one. And that's the way to make it 3 as they knock down the third free throw of the game. 3 for 3 already on the line so far, and that's something that'll make Coach Wallace really happy.
Be interested to see how we come out of this free throw. It looks like might be ready to press early. Nope, going to back up here. A little surprised by that. Coach Wallace often likes to press early.
Yeah, bringing up will be Kwame Evans, the 5'9" junior for the Knights. Gonna have to see what offensive sets they have going on today. Tigers staying in a 3-2 zone. Guarding up that perimeter really well so far.
Good close out there by Lemons. Hands high. We've got a length and height advantage, so don't keep your hands down. Keep those hands high. Take advantage of your length.
And great steal by Aiden Clark, but the Knights will get it back, it's looking like. And no, refs are going to call for a jump ball, and possession is going to stay with the Knights. And yeah, like you said earlier, Caleb, we're going to have to see them kind of just test the waters out and kind of be aggressive on the offensive end. If you're going to let off free throws like that early on, you're going to want to see what you can do offensively to get some points.
Absolutely. Defensively, the Tigers just staying in their man's defense there. Good help by Gene Mason.
And yeah, Dow's going to press up top. As Evans is going to look for some space. Tween double with the 3.
That's what we want. One shot, rebound. Madison just mentioned that earlier. Go to the gram.
Tigers are going to press, and that's going to be...
Yeah, he's got a wide open layup there. If he takes one dribble, he's got a dunk.
And, I mean, you talked about it, Caleb. You got to find a way to take those green shots. And not sure if that one was the one, but Dow gets the rebound there. He's going to push up the court. Take it all the way inside for a Euro. That's going to be putting him on the line once again for the 5th time in this game already. I was worried he was going to call for a travel there. And that is going to be the call as Dow try to go for the Euro. Just some awkward steps with that right foot. Leads to a travel and the first turnover of the game for the Tigers.
He got kind of got caught in no man's land there. Didn't commit one way or the other.
Once again, Evans running that top. Swinging the rock, takes a 3, and that's going to be the first cash in the bucket for the Knights. That'll be TJ Clark putting them on the board, and now only a 1-point game. Tigers have to space the floor out, see what they can do. Take what they'll give them, and they're going to give them a 3. Almost cashed, but a little bit off there. And now the Knights are pushing. Not what you want to see early on for the Tigers. Evans keeping it himself, looking for an opportunity. Gets it back over to his three-point guy, Clark. He's going to take it again, but rims it out. And Gene Mason's going to push up the court. Now Tigers are trying to find what they can take, and Troy Bell is trying to find something. Doesn't really get much there. And I think, Caleb, that's one of those red shots right there. You got a defender right behind you, not really have a chain of direction there. You kind of hit it and it goes nowhere.
Troy just has to be decisive down there. He's either got to move the ball quickly or take the shot quickly. Those two dribbles allows every defender to come and crash down on him, get their hands on the ball when he's got it below his waist. Just make a quick decision. Yeah,
I think the key thing here is just take your time, find a way to get an easy bucket. And if you want to do that, get it to Gene Mason or Connor Dow. Corbin Dow, but either way, Gene Mason's going to do exactly that. Easy 14-foot floater is going to put him on the board again, make it 6-3 Tigers, about halfway into this one.
He did a great job of collapsing the defense there. Even if he doesn't get that shot, he's going to have somebody open.
Yeah, good closeout right there by Corbin Dow with the contest. Takes it up. Good hands, though, by the Knights. That's going to be Quincy Evans with the good hands on Dow. And the foul on Coy. Lemons, not what you want to see there, but that'll put the Knights on the line for the first time today.
A little sluggish on offense. Gives them some transition opportunities there.
And to all the Tiger fans watching, show your school pride with the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $360,000 so far. Stop by your favorite BA brunch and support the Tigers today. Terms and conditions apply with approval or credit.
Oliver Wallace and William Sutton checking in for the Tigers.
As he's going to miss the first one so far.
JoJo, we started out with a big lineup there. These substitutions are kind of changing, so I'm curious if we're going to maybe run a different offensive set this next time down. Yeah. Brought in another shooter when we took Troy Bell out. Still got a lot of height there.
Yeah, Oliver Wallace and William Sutton coming in at a really nice size of 6'2" and 6'3". And like you said, exactly that. Going to try to find ways to create shots outside, taking away that big man. That's Wallace going to get it.
Yeah, Oliver Wallace is not shy to drive the ball.
And almost a lackluster turnover for the Tigers. They get it right back. And Dow for the outside three. Barely misses it, but it's going to stay with the Tigers. As a mishandle by Xavier Collins leads to it staying with Broken Arrow.
Yeah, again, we can get a better shot than that. Don't feel like we're aggressive enough on offense. The one time Gene penetrated, he got an easy bucket.
And I feel like the Tigers were granted there with another opportunity as you almost had a turnover there. As a miscue between Sutton and Wallace there could have led to that, but lucky enough for the Tigers, it stays with them. The outlet pass to Clark. He's going to cross it, pass over to Gene Mason. He's going to isolate.
Yeah, again, not the shot we want.
Just overall, not the great high percentage shots that you want. And it's giving the Knights a chance. But luckily they can't capitalize. They miss a three. And once again, Dow's going to bring it up over to Clark. Wallace in the corner for three. Misses. They get another chance at it, though. Bit of a tie up there, but another miss for the Tigers. And that one sneaks in. Oliver Wallace puts them on the board again. Make it 8-4 Tigers. And you're not really seeing the Tigers break through here like you want to.
No. Three-point shot here is a big equalizer, so we got to keep defending the three-point line. They really haven't gotten much inside. They've been shooting a lot of three-pointers as well, so just defend the three-point line, rebound, we should be okay.
You got to play to your assets, and I feel like your assets here is driving to the basket. You clearly have the size that you want, so take advantage of that. And the Knights can't really find anything here. Good defense by the Tigers, playing straight man.
Yeah, from a defensive standpoint, you love seeing that nearly all of their offense is coming from the outside and above the free throw line. Really difficult to score that way.
Got to find a chance here on the fast break as Wallace is going to take it. Passes it over to Mason for an easy 20-foot mid-range there.
Good penetration there by Oliver Wallace. Good dish. Love that he's looking for his teammates there.
Yeah, Wallace did a really good job there, driving in, trying to grab all the defenders to go towards him. Leaves Mason wide open for an easy mid-range right there. And those are the buckets you want to have in a game like this. as Dow with some really good defense up top. They're going to challenge him again, it looks like. As so far, Clement Evans has been the guy kind of dictating where the offense goes so far. But Dow staying really good poised on the defense. I mean, he's going to chuck up a three that goes in. That's going to lead to a timeout by the Knights here. Not ideal for the Tigers. It's 1:53 to go in the first quarter. Only up 3, 10-7. We'll see you in a bit on ArrowVision.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back to ArrowVision. Tonight's game is brought to you in part of St. Francis Health System, now hiring across the region. With multiple expansions, training programs, and scholarship opportunities, there's never been a better time to join a growing team committed to exceptional care. Learn more at stfrancis.com. It's been an interesting one, Caleb. I will say, not what we expected so far from the Tigers. Only a 3-point game with 1:52 to go. And, I mean, they've just kind of let up some threes on the defensive end. Haven't really found their it factor on the offensive end. So, going to be really interesting. And that almost a turnover.
Yeah, I'll live with how we're playing on the defensive end. I mean, if those guys continue to hit 25-footers, it's hard to defend that. Offensively, I still feel like we need to get to the basket and create easier shots. We're still taking a lot of contested shots when we really don't need to.
Yeah, you want a lot of those green shots here, so got to find ways to make that happen. So far, Gene Mason has been the guy, the leading scorer for the Tigers so far today. But Sutton might change that with a three. Almost does. Barely rims out. And once again, Evans will bring that ball up. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a foul on Dow. I'm not really sure if I agree with that call. Evans kind of grabbed onto Dow there, but ref puts the call on Dow. That'll be his first foul so far today.
Corbin got away with a little bit of a push earlier in that possession, and I think they caught him on the second one. Didn't give him as much room to work there.
And yeah, Clement Evans once again dictating the flow of the offense. Done a pretty good job so far.
Seeing a little trapping here. I like it.
And it turns out well as Dow with the outlet. Easy layup for two there. And great job by Mason, like you said, applying that pressure up top, getting the trap that you want, and getting some buckets off of that turnover.
Yeah, that turnover came because Oliver Wallace saw the dribbler turn his head, and he went ahead and double-teamed, caused a little panic by the Knights.
Yeah, good close out there. Going to be a forced three. That'll rim out, and that's going to be a rebound for Dow. And that's a position you want Dow to be in, as he can run it pretty well. Kicks it out wide open to Wallace, barely misses. And another rebound for the Knights. And I feel like in these situations, obviously we're getting the open looks, but a lot of times you can kind of just slow it down and just run the offense the way you want to run it. Give it some time and see what you can get on the offensive end.
Well, if the three's not going, there's no reason to take it early. JoJo, one of the things we talked about playing in this big, beautiful UMAC, but sometimes those different backgrounds, when you're not used to that depth behind the backboard, it can play with you, especially from the three-point line.
Yeah, and 5 seconds and counting. It's going to be an easy layup for Sutton. And 3 and counting. It's going to be a chucked-up shot that will... Bit of a misconfusion with the clock. Didn't go off, but we're going to end with the 14-7 score to end the first quarter. We're going to see you guys in a little bit on ArrowVision.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Welcome back to ArrowVision. We've got a pretty interesting game so far today. Won't you say so, Caleb?
Well, three-point shot, they've made 2. That's keeping them in the game. I think if we just continue to play excellent defense like we are and we clean things up on offense, we'll be okay. Started to see a little bit of that cleaning stuff up there towards the end of the half. Got a couple layups. Liked that a lot.
Yeah, and our sideline reporter, Madison Dillon, has something for us. Madison?
Coach was saying, hey guys, we need to continue pushing in transition. We need to settle in now and continue to be aggressive, but we also have to rebound and dominate in the paint. JoJo?
Yeah, that's a great point there, Madison. Those transitions, you got to find ways to get buckets there. But this would be a good start for your first person in the second quarter to get a quick bucket here. Troy Bell's going to take it inside, move around a little. A lackluster shot doesn't go in, but it's going to draw the foul for Oliver Wallace. Really aggressive on the rebounds, but Troy Bell so far not really finding a spot in the paint as of right now, and these shots aren't really going where you want them to go.
Yeah, but he was decisive there, and I'm okay with him taking a decisive shot even if he misses it because the defense has to react. That leaves the backside open for a rebound, and here we are at the free throw line.
Wallace is going to cash that first one in. Extend the lead to 8 points, which is good for the Tigers. You want to find some momentum in this second quarter. But like you said about Troy Bell, I really like the way he's playing. He notices he has the size over his opponent, which is Vagantrell Parks. And he's been playing really well, working that inside really nicely. Just got to find a way to make it happen, like you said. And the Tigers going to take out Sutton, putting Aiden Clark back in. Looking like they're going to come down early on for a trap. I love the aggression coming out of Coach Wallace in this second quarter.
Yeah, he changed things up a little bit here, and you could see the Knights had a little bit of trouble adjusting into their press breaker there.
It's almost like the Tigers are daring them to shoot the 3.
Well, they went back to that bigger lineup so they can close out faster on those shooters. The Knights aren't a very tall team, so even when you've got a defender that's a center closing out on that wing, he's still got a height advantage, still makes that shot difficult.
And yeah, that corner 3 isn't going anywhere, but good board by
chase
Bell.
Down.
And we're going to push the court here. Get it over to Wallace. Trying to find a guy. He's got a wide open guy in Sutton. Going to cash out that wing 3. Almost there, but great rebound by Troy Bell to give him another chance. And that'll be taken almost. The Tigers just creating opportunities left and right, and that'll put them on the line once again. And like you love to see that from the Tigers. They're creating opportunities by all these rebounds. Although these shots aren't the best shots, you're creating chances over and over again with these boards, putting yourself on the line where you want to be.
Yeah, the Knights are a quick team. They've got quick hands, and so every time you're down there rebounding, they're going to try to pull it away.
And I was mistaken. The foul was called on the Tigers. Ref changed it up last minute, but either or, not ideal for the Tigers here, as they're going to stay with that tight man defense up top. And great pressure there by Sutton. Forces the turnover. Great hands by Aiden Clark there. And pushing the court's going to turn out almost in their favor, but that one will be a foul on the Tigers, and that'll put Troy Bell on the line once again for a chance at 2.
Boy, Troy is playing hard down there and having a hard time taking the lid off the bucket, JoJo.
Yeah, he's been hacked every now and then down there. Probably sometimes it hasn't been caught, but this time he will get the opportunity and almost take advantage if he's going to miss the first one. Keeps it at a 9-point game, potentially put it at double digits. That's what you kind of want to have in this second quarter. Find a way to get it to those double digits and break away as soon as possible. And he's going to go 0 for 2 on that trip. Not ideal for the Tigers, but like I said, defensively, you said it. We've been playing pretty well so far. But that right there is not what you want. And another foul for the Tigers. And Coach Wallace's face is a pretty prime example of what has been kind of going on so far. It's been an interesting game where the Tigers haven't really caught fire and found momentum so far in this game to kind of carry it through.
Yeah, I think his face says frustration, and I think that's what the team's feeling right now. But you got to stay locked in. Can't get away from your defensive principles.
That's a good way to start, as Dow has had Evans' number all day so far. Had a really defensive showing so far against him and not giving him any space. The screen's not going to help either. he picks up his dribble and passes it out. And once again, Dow finding a way to be a pest in every way possible, and it's working well for the Tigers. The no shot clock is a killer, but even then, the Tigers are doing their best to make it happen. It's now Clark's gonna step up.
That's
Come
gotta be a
inside.
walk.
No travel called.
You're starting to see the Knights show a little frustration too. They really aren't. They're really only playing 5 guys. That's going to take a lot of energy. So the Tigers just have to stay after it defensively, wear them down a little bit.
And I will say the Knights have played a pretty good game so far. They've kept in it. They've had some offensive spurts every now and then. And defensively, they've done a pretty good job to shut down the opportunities the Tigers have tried to create. Transitions, post-ups, whatever it may be, they've done a really good job with that. And that's going to be a 3 taken, barely rims out, which is fortunate for the Tigers. And that's not a good pass that you want to take there by Bell. A miscue by him and Lemons there leads to another turnover for the Tigers. And Evans, once again, going to try to have a little size up. Goes past Dow and misses that one. It's going to stay with Clarkin. I think if you're the Tigers, just be as patient as possible and find an open shot. This is a very low-scoring game so far, and Lemons is not going to change that. He's just going to stay 16-7 still in this game. Can't give that one up, and the Tigers make a 9-point lead, go down to 7. That's a wide open layup given up by the Tigers there.
We need someone to take control right now. Love to see Gene just kind of take command of the offense, get things done.
He's your leading scorer, and back to that mid-range. Gonna miss it, gets his own rebound though. Flashy pass over to Bell, back over to Mason. It doesn't fall, but once again, Troy Bell with another easy pickup, and that should be good for 2 on the board to make it 18-9.
Be nice to string together a couple stops and a couple made baskets, get a little distance between us and the Knights.
Yeah, not sure ideal possession there. I mean, you have Mason missing 2 shots. He gets his rebound back, though, but good passes to get it to Troy Bell. They understand he has the mismatch. They get it to him. Deep shot by Evans is going to be cashed. And that is not what you want for the Tigers, but then again, that's just good offense. You take a shot, you feel hot from that deep.
Well, we said that in the pregame. They have nothing to lose, and so they're going to take those shots. It's going to be on the Tigers to play smart offensively.
You got to find those mismatches. They got one right there with Clark. Pass over to Lemons, and that's going to be a foul. Put him on the line for a chance at 2. And you look back at those 2 missed free throws earlier by Troy Bell, and those are pretty big in a game like this that is somewhat close that you didn't really expect to be close. So you want to see Coy Lemons come out here and knock down these 2, if not at least 1. And that's a good start. He's going to knock down his first one of the day. Tulsa Boyd & Joy is proud to serve as the official orthopedist for Broken Arrow Athletics with 4 orthopedic urgent care locations. You can walk in and see a specialist, no appointment needed. Tulsa Boyd & Joy, moving life forward.
Got a friendly bounce there.
And that's the bounce you want. That'll put 2 on the board for the Tigers.
As quick as the players are individually for the Knights, they do really slow the ball down here and make you play a lot of defense. I'm okay with him falling in love with that shot.
And that's something the Tigers will take in a game like this. And once again, they're going to get Gene Mason going, runs into a teammate.
That looked like it hurt. He took that right to the face.
And that's a great take right there by Kwame Evans. He's having a really good game so far today. But once again, that mistake by the Tigers leads to points for the Knights. Clark's going to try to take it back, and he does with the 3. Cash that one out. Puts it back in a 9-point lead, the largest lead the Tigers have had today so far. And in a spot like this, you want to find a way to make that lead grow.
The Tigers continue to play the same defensive game plan that they've played all night long. We're going to let them take those deep 3s.
That one doesn't fall through. As Dow is going to have it over on that right wing. Take it inside. That's a nice shot by him, and that works.
And that's one of those green light shots we talk about. You get 2 feet in the paint. Get an easy shot down on the other end, though. That is a foul. Kind of grabbed him as he went by there.
Yeah, not an ideal foul for Coy Lemons there, but like you said about that shot, it's a really good shot. Him leaning left kind of helped him be open. He had two hands in his face, but that little lean to the left, that little fadeaway essentially kind of helped him get that open look, and that shot you want Corbin to take any day of the week. So now Evans passing in on the baseline here. Once again, like you said, the Knights have been taking those deep shots, and that's going to be a turnover.
Stepped out of bounds.
Great job by the Tigers there. Coming in earlier, Josiah Wilson, the junior, the 6'5 junior, getting some play time here. Good asset for the Tigers coming in. And just like that, put some good pressure to create a turnover there. And a miscue for the Knights could lead to a bucket here. As Clark's going to have it on that right wing. And Mason came out here hot with 4 points early on. Kind of been quiet since then. Taking his shots, hasn't really fallen. And that foul on Quincy Evans is going to be another tally for them. Puts them at 4 fouls.
Montrell Parks checks back in for Northwest Classen.
And yeah, Caleb, it's kind of been a game that we haven't expected, but in this second quarter, we have seen some upgrades or updates, some might say, to the Tiger game, especially in these last few minutes.
Yeah, Coach Wallace has tried a couple different things to see if we can find a spark. Right now, you're not seeing a lot of movement on offense, and I really don't like that.
Dow might change that here. Kicks it out over to Mason. Mason takes it inside. He's got a wide open Dow for 3, and he'll cash that one out as well. And just like that, Tigers are keeping the ball rolling right when they need to.
Yeah, keep your hand up here. He's going to pull it.
Yeah, about a minute and a half to go. The Tigers have a 14-point game here, almost a moving screen there. But the Knights just can't really find anything here, trying to make ways. And that was almost really good defense, but that little shove by Dow there is going to lead to a foul. That is his second one of the day.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The offensive player was losing the ball there and really kind of lost his balance, and it pushed him into to Corbin. Just a little bit unfortunate, but sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah, it was really good defense by Dow there. Did a really good job staying his ground, staying with him, following him, reading those hips. But then, unfortunately, that little trip up in the shove led to it being caught on him. They're going to sub him out. So now, that's an easy giving up bucket right there. Great bucket by Parks. He kind of shoulder bumped him a little bit. He got Clark off of him, and that leads to 2 points for the Knights here.
Like to see a quicker bucket here and maybe get a defensive stop. See if we can get a 2 for 1 here.
You want that. Gene Mason gets a good look. A little short there on the floater.
A lot of his shots have been short tonight, and that's not uncommon when you are coming back from an injury and don't quite have your wind back.
And a wide open Vontrell Parks once again for the easy left side layup. Just bad transition defense by the Tigers, but here's a chance as Wallace is going to take that one. Not an ideal spot, but it bounces the right way. Takes a Tiger bounce into Clark's hands, but that'll lead to a Coach Wallace timeout as he saw something he didn't like there. There was a lot going on. We're going to keep it here, though. Caleb, it has been an interesting one. We've talked about it a lot. The Tigers have kind of broken off these last few minutes, but now you're kind of still sitting with a 12-point lead. It's not ideal, but you've seen some spurts every now and then.
Well, I think it's consistent efforts and consistent mindset and a willingness to play good defense and the rebound. If we weren't playing as hard as we are, we would not have this lead. They're slowing it down on the offensive end, which is giving us fewer possessions and fewer opportunities to score. On top of that, we've missed a lot of easy buckets, so I think there's a lot of things that we can talk about at halftime and clean up. Coming out of this timeout here, I think you'll see a little pressure to see if we can't get the ball back and get an easy bucket before the half.
Yeah, that's what you want ideally here in this situation. A lot of these things in this game are going to kind of vindicate how you're going to play tomorrow against Union if you get this win and all stays good here. But until then, we got 25 seconds to go to finish this one out in this first half. Yeah, once again, Evans is going to roll it up there. They're probably going to hold for a final shot here. And that will be the case. The corner three is going to be cashed out.
You've got 7 seconds here.
And you've got to have some pressure.
He's got time
here
to get all the way to the rim if he wants to. We'll see what he does there.
Passes it out to Wallace. Wallace gets the three, blocked. And the Tigers are going to end the half giving up a three that they did not want to do, as now a 12-point lead goes down to a 9-point lead going into half.
Still in the danger zone here. Got to make some adjustments at halftime and just got to relax. Take a deep breath and know that you can just make an easy bucket. I think we're overthinking it just a little bit, but that's okay. We should be good if we just continue to play.
Yeah, and I mean, ideally it hasn't been the best spot for the Tigers, but still they have some room to grow. Those spurts we saw in this second quarter are going to help you out. But like you said, you got to make the easy shots. We've seen a lot of short shots from some guys, so just find a way to get those down, and I think in the second half you should be good. But then again, Northwest Classen has been knocking down those shots pretty well so far today, so who says that'll stop going to the second half?
Yeah, we'll just have to see. We've got to speed them up a little bit, I think, on offense. We've got to use some defensive pressure to maybe get them moving the ball a little bit more and get it out of their point guard's hands.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot to talk about for both teams. We see you guys in a little bit. Halftime report coming on here on ArrowVision.
Hey Tiger family, Dylan Rivera here with your monthly update on the exciting progress we're making across Broken Arrow thanks to your continued support of our bond programs. This month we're taking another look at one of the most anticipated projects, the aquatic facility, funded through the 2015 bond issue. This month we're highlighting the next phase of the district's Aquatic Center project, which will be located at the Kirkland Activities Complex near the Kirkland Theater and just west of the soccer complex. After months of planning, design, and development, this project is now moving into the bid phase, with construction expected to begin this spring. As with any project at this stage, final features will depend on bid day pricing and what the district is able to include within the approved budget. The current design includes both a competition pool and a warm-up pool, allowing the Tigers to host a wide range of events and activities right here in Broken Arrow. The warm-up pool will feature zero entry access to support seniors and individuals with disabilities, along with a teaching ledge designed for Learn to Swim programming. These features reflect the district's goal of creating a facility that serves students, families, and the broader community. The project will include separate locker rooms for student use and community use, elevated spectator seating for nearly 500 patrons, a multi-purpose team meeting room, and a state-of-the-art mechanical system focused on maintaining exceptional water and air quality throughout the facility. This aquatic center represents the final phase of the 2015.
Working at St. Francis
it's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Looking for some iced caffeine, left you in the cold. No one knows why brown water costs as much as liquid gold. Told him your name was Brian, why does this cup say Nicole? But then you found paradise in your cup at the Quick Trip. No regrets to start your day.
The motto in the girls' wrestling room is that it's hard to get to the top, but it's even harder to stay on top. As a team, that's the goal, to go back to back and experience the emotion of winning it all. Individually, that's also the goal for Kristen De La Rosa and Emily Beckley, two girls who stood atop the podium last year.
I kind of blacked out. I don't remember exactly everything. I was just so excited, and I was beyond excited to go share all of the emotion with my friends.
So my little sister, she's 9. She collects a whole bunch of little crowns, and there was a black and gold one, and it was super pretty, and I was like, I'm just gonna put this in my bag, you know? And after I'd won my state title, I went over there and they crowned me, and it was super sweet because no one else knew. It was a little surprise, and my little sister, I remember her, she was in the stands whenever I walked out on the podium to get my gold medal, and she was like, that's my crown.
For Kristen, it's her last state tournament. Ending it with another title would be the perfect way to cap off an incredible career.
It would mean a lot to me. From middle school, whenever I started, I always knew like I wanted to be a state champion in high school. I didn't really think that it would actually happen, and having like a really good opportunity to be a back-to-back state champion would be absolutely phenomenal.
As much as they cherish the individual wins, winning as a team means even more to them.
Winning state individually is great, it really is, but being able to know that your state title contributed to a state title for all these girls, even the ones that maybe didn't do as well as they wanted to, it feels great.
Another gold medal won't come easily, but Kristen and Emily are ready to lace up and go after another one.
There's a huge target on my back, and Emily's too. Even just being on BA in general, it's a big target on our back, and it is a lot of pressure. As much as like you try to take the pressure off of yourself, it is a lot of pressure at the end of the day, but you just have to keep knowing that you're working like you're 110%, and if you trust in your training, it's gonna all happen and fall in place for you.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma.
Welcome back to ArrowVision, where we've got a tighter game than expected, but a pretty fun one for both parties as the Tigers are playing the Northwest Classen Knights. It is a 9-point game. We're going to send it down over to Madison Gildine on the sideline.
What do you need to do in this next half to kind of pull away?
Well, it wasn't really a fun locker room. I don't think we didn't get back in transition. We didn't finish inside. We weren't very aggressive. We had a chance. We got up 14, had a chance to kind of push it a little bit, and then we gave up easy stuff. We're not communicating. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now that we've got to get fixed right now.
Yeah, anything but accuracy from Coach Wallace there. That was pinpoint spot on. It's been a lackluster game for the Tigers, not what they expected, coming in as, I would say, the clear favorite. So obviously not a happy locker room like he said, but they've got a chance to improve here in the second half.
Yeah, they do. When he says it wasn't a very happy locker room, that's coach speak for. I let him have it, and they kind of needed it. Hopefully it'll light a fire under them. I think this big empty building, there's no energy in here. They've just got to manufacture that on their own. So hopefully we can dig in on defense, get some transition buckets, and maybe that'll get them going.
I will say, I don't know why there's not energy. They're playing some amazing music in here. I mean, they've got the Queen playing. They had Bon Jovi earlier. They had some Michael Jackson. They had some bangers. I'm over here behind this, mouthing these words to Radio Gaga. So it's been a good day so far on our end. So hopefully the energy up here can relocate back in the court for the Tigers, as you and I are both now standing up for this game. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, if they play the YMCA, we may be doing the hand motions up here. I don't know. Anything we can do to help them get that energy going is what we'll do, but ultimately it's going to come down to just the will to win, I think. Clawson's going to keep slowing it down on the offensive end and just kind of playing that one-man game and hoping they hit some shots. And with the three-point line out there, it's always a possibility. So we've really got to lock in on defense.
And, I mean, you highlighted it so well, partner, in the early part of this game that they're going to be doing that. And it's turned out well in their favor so far. As I will say, Komani Evans has caught fire so far in this game, has been their main guy on the offensive end, just chucking up those shots. I mean, we saw a shot from way past the three-point line that went in. So like you said, they're going to take those risks, and it's paying out well for them so far today as they're cashing these out for like times 500 so far.
2 logo threes, that's on one hand impressive, and on the other hand you think that surely that can't keep going that way, but you never know. So just got to keep locking in on defense.
Yeah, you can't let that happen, but you also got to let it replicate into your offense and find ways to create buckets in the easiest way possible. And so far, like you said, I feel like you hit it spot on as well talking about this, but we haven't seen a lot of those green shots that we want to have. And I feel like you have the size. Don't be afraid to take it in the basket. We saw that aggression from Troy Bell, which was very nice, but after we saw it consistently, it kind of died down. I want to see that continue, or if not, space the floor and give guys a chance to drive in the basket and get those easy 2 points when you can.
Yeah, I think we did a good job of spacing the floor. I just think we took some early threes in addition to some contested shots. You're going to be able to get that three-pointer on Classen anytime you want with your height. So just go ahead and swing the ball a couple times, see if you can penetrate the lane. When you penetrate the lane, every defender has to turn and look. That lane opens up cutting lanes for everybody else. It opens up people to scoot around the three-point line and reposition and get open. So just need to play a little more aggressive on that offensive end without taking that early three.
Yeah, find ways to make the Knights feel extremely uncomfortable. I feel like the Tigers have done that pretty well so far, but not consistently. So this is the half to make it happen. Stay tuned as you got 16 more minutes of action here at the UMAC. Tigers are going to start it off hot with Gene Mason. They're going to kick it out up here. They got a wide open Dow in the corner, and that's how you want to start. Coming into the second half is Dow going to keep the flame going. Cashes out another three, but a beautiful pass by Evans is going to lead to another easy layup once again for Vontrell Parks. And I mean, Evans is just dictating everything on the floor here so far and doing a great job at that. Troy Bell's running up top. He's got a wide open Mason. He's going to take it at his sweet spot. And that one's going to cash. Gets a nice looking mid-range. Gets the bounce he wants. And
Gene had an open three-pointer. Sorry, JoJo. Gene had an open three-pointer there. He passed it up for a better shot. That was a green shot. That's the one we like.
And you'll take those any day of the week. You'll also take that as that's an air ball for the Knights. Tigers are pushing. Good hands by Evans, but it's going to stay with the Tigers.
Those hands were almost too good, partner. I think I might have called one there if it were me.
Yeah, not ideal for them as they catch a break. But now I think the Tigers got to keep the momentum going. We haven't seen back-to-back buckets from a possession by the Tigers in a while. We just saw that early on going into this one. And that backdoor, like you said, turns out well. As Dow, I know he wanted the dunk there, but he's going to take the layup. And 2 is 2 no matter how in a game like this. And that's going to extend the Tiger lead little by little. Early timeout for Northwest Classen to discuss it. Really early on into this game. Yeah, it's been pretty good start for the Tigers so far, and that fire that we saw that happened in the locker room that Coach Wallace was talking about seems to have lit something in the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting good shots that we talked about earlier. 7 points to open the quarter real quick. I like it. I like what we're doing on offense. If we can just keep taking care of the defensive possessions, rebounding the ball, we should be in good shape.
And I will say that defense, that pass by Evans, you can't really stop that there. I mean, that's just a good pass. That is a right through bounce pass through the defense. That's a let-up that you can afford in the sense of that's just a really good offense. That's good defense, better offense. But you want to see them kind of keep that aggression that we saw little spurts of it in the first half, in the second half.
Yeah, we also don't mind them running a little bit too. We're a deeper team. We're a taller team. If they want to run a little bit, we would like that actually right now.
Yeah, because so far it has been all Evans and co. And once again, another pass over to Prince. Good defense by Bell. Going to force an awkward shot, and that's just a great defensive position by Troy Bell alone. Good job holding his ground and giving no opportunity there. Now Gene Mason going to run it up top once again. I think he has the mismatch here if he can take it. And Bell's going to give him that screen. He gets to his spot, doesn't really like it. Kicks it back out to Dow. And Clark's going to post up. Got a really undersized matchup there. And they have the wide open three on the top of the key. The Tigers will keep it. And this is what you want, these long possessions where you take time for good shots, like that one right there by Corbin Dow. Another three on the board for him. That's 3 threes for Dow today so far. Not really known for being a three-point shooter, unlike his brother, so a little shocking.
I'll take it. I liked the fact that Aiden didn't force the jumper down there. He rotated the ball, and that ended up with a three-point shot for us at the other end.
And that's not what you want there. It's not going to be a defensive foul. Dow trying to take the charge there doesn't work out well, and that's going to basically eliminate that three-pointer from earlier. Not ideal, but then again, what you like to see from the Tigers is what we are seeing right now. Good offense where they're taking their time, not forcing shots, and taking those high green percentage shots. And that one's going to be made for Braylon Kirkendall. And now Tigers, they found their rhythm. Just got to find a way to keep it going here, I think. And a way to keep it going is get it to Corbin Dow. So far, he has been your guy in these past few possessions. Him and Mason working that perimeter really well so far. And Bell
Clark's wide open down there.
Gene Mason almost loses it. Good save by Lemons there. He's in an awkward spot in the corner. They're going to find a way to get out. Unfortunately, cannot. And another turnover as Coach Wallace shrugs the shoulders in frustration, or in question more so, as a lackluster possession by the Tigers there leads to it back in the Knights' hands after an and one. I mean, we're seeing the sparks that we want to see here, but it's just the Tigers just can't keep it going. I mean, you have these little miscues that kind of set you back. So I think in a spot like this, when you have adversity right in front of your face, when you know that if you win this game, you're going to play a really tough team, one of the best teams in the state, in my opinion, you got to be able to handle that adversity well. And with a three like that, good rebound there by Lemons. Good way to answer after a possession like that by him with a turnover. And Clark goes for the pump fake, gets it back over to him. And they're swinging the rock around, trying to find the opening.
I like it.
That's going to be another foul on the offense. They're going to call it on Troy Bell.
We just cannot get a flow to this game yet. I like the consistent effort, but there's just no flow yet. Tigers haven't found the rhythm that they need in order to really pull away. We're up 14, but we still have a lot of game left.
I will say this is the closest 14-point game you can imagine, and that's what I would put it.
It feels that way, doesn't it?
Just haven't been able to catch stride, but I think once they can do that, it's your game. But still, I think the way that this performance is, although it could be a mistake or not, you don't want that going into the other game. That's what you want going into the next game, though. A good block by Dow, going to lead to an and one by Coy Lemons. Count that one, put him on the line. And that charity stripe has seen the Tigers a lot so far today. That's a chance at an and one for Coy Lemons, his first bucket of the day so far today.
We've been beating the drum for those better shots. Coy is left-handed, and so Gene knowing to draw the defender and then dump it off to the taller left-handed player to finish on that side of the rim, just a great find by him.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of that really high intellectual basketball in this second half by the Tigers when it comes to them moving the ball around.
Yeah, it's been really masked, though, by the fact that the score is what it is, but they have been playing pretty smart ball.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels weird that this 17-point game just doesn't feel like it's a blowout like most 17-point games are, you know? So it's been an interesting one for the Tigers. You want to just see them break through. And so far, especially with this man defense here, it's turning out pretty well. So the Knights don't know where to go here. They're going to hand it over to Evans.
You know, JoJo, I think part of the reason it doesn't feel like we have that big of a lead is because of the time of possession. That's not a stat you normally associate with basketball, more so with football, but they've just been dribbling the ball around out there so much, it feels like they've had the ball so much longer. And then they hit a big shot like a long three, and it feels like they've got momentum, even though we've got a big lead.
Yeah, really good hands there by Evans to create a turnover. Could have been an easy two for the Tigers, and a great contest by Troy Bell leads to an air ball by the Knights. It's a chance for the Tigers to break through if they can. Lemons for three, and that's going to be another one for the Tigers, and a turnover as well. This is your chance right here to keep it going. You get back-to-back threes. You got a turnover here. Let's make it happen and extend this lead.
Absolutely, and how about the unselfish play by Dow there? He's hit a few threes, but he recognized he had a hand in his face and passed it to the wide-open Lemons, who buried it.
And yeah, that's a good shot for Lemons. Coy Lemons, the senior, the 6'6" senior, seen a lot of play time this year for the Tigers, one of the core starters of this team. He's going to go inside over to Clark, get the assist, put that on the stat sheet as Clark gets on the board as well with the two there. And like I said, just find those mismatches. You said it so much so far today, partner. We are clearly oversized compared to this team. Just got to find a way to get that mismatch.
There's the outlet.
Dow's going to take this one. Good hands by Evans again. He keeps just getting that little pickpocket.
Yeah, man, he's a frustrating player to play against because you feel like you should be able to go by him, but he's got quick hands, and poking that ball out just can really frustrate an offensive player.
It's been both of the Evans that have done that so far. I'm curious if they're related. Would not be shocked if that is the case, as they both have similar traits to each other's game. And they've been doing really good on the offensive and defensive end so far for the Knights. And that take by Clark wasn't the best touch, but a good percentage take when it comes to the mismatch. And that steal by Dow gets it over to Clark, and that one should be an easy and one for the Tigers. And another shot at the charity stripe for Broken Arrow, as now they're keeping that ball rolling and extending this lead as much as possible, as now it is 50-26 Tigers with 2:26 to go in this one.
Yeah, good time to mention while we're up this many points that the Broken Arrow Tigers wrestling teams are at the state playoffs in Oklahoma City today, so you might check in on those matches as the semifinals are taking place as we speak.
And that's another one good for the Tigers on the free throw line. Yes, Tigers, so many different spots that you have such good sporting and athletics on all sides, so always proud to see that. As an alumni myself, coming back here and seeing the Tigers play for a chance at area with the win here. Now will be another foul on Sutton, is what or Sutton's coming in, excuse me.
Jungle Squad making their presence known. Bring a tear to your eye there, JoJo.
Oh, those days are long past me, my friend, but those days were some of the best days ever, I will say. Those guys got to cherish that. Won't be anything like it. Then you got to go to college and get a job and all those things, but until then, enjoy it while I can.
Come on, JoJo. I know you're still rocking those striped overalls to class once a week.
You think so, man? I mean, who knows? Maybe I am. You never know. Yeah, Tigers give up a foul there. Clark's going to pull up for three, and just like that, they have found their fire, and they're keeping it going. And I'm seeing a little bit of a smile from Coach Beau Wallace's face here. After a lackluster start, he can finally rest and be like, my boys have came to play.
That is a sense of relief. There's no better feeling as a coach than when you make some adjustments and your boys take to it and make the switch.
Yeah, and the Tigers as well. The student section has lit up after that, so all is going well. Good rebound by Lemons there, and that's going to put him on the line once again. And just like that, the crowd, the Tigers side, has kind of erupted a little bit. You've seen some energy, and that's what you want in a game like this. Although you kind of expected to win this game, you get in an awkward spot, and then finally once you're out of it, the crowd lightens up. You want to keep that energy all the way through, though, on both sides.
Yeah, pay attention to number 30 there. Savian McAllister, 6'6" freshman, getting some words of encouragement from Coach Wallace in the game in the third quarter, trying to get him some valuable playoff minutes here. He's one to watch in the future for the Tigers.
And yeah, you and I were talking about it pregame, partner, but this Tiger team is built for now and for the future, hence the future there, as they've got a lot of young talent on this team that I think we're going to be very, very blessed to watch in these next few years.
Yeah, you got your two main point guards there. Gene Mason and Oliver Wallace will be back. You've got the Sutton brothers coming back. And then you've got some youth out there as well in Savion. So getting those guys some minutes, helping them understand what's necessary in order to play winning basketball.
And yeah, right now, the Tigers have picked up some of that winning basketball in this third quarter alone. The point differential has been very, very different. That might change it, as it does not. Tigers almost get the rebound there, but give it up, and Evans going to wide open in the corner. Will be another miss and a rebound for Wallace here.
You can hear Coach Wallace down there yelling, push. He wants the ball down the floor quickly.
The mid-range jumper is pure from the freshman, and that is a beautiful-looking jumper, wide open mid-range on the baseline there.
Yeah, I have a feeling you'll see a few of those in the next 4 years.
Good hands as well there. They're going to call for the jump, and the possession arrow is pointing to the Knights, but still, that's good effort by two Tigers there, crowding down that middle, getting hands on the ball there.
Yeah, did a good job of reaching in without slapping down. You slap down, you're automatically going to draw a foul.
And the Tigers came back to life. It's now 40 seconds and counting left in this third quarter. You might see Classen hold for a final shot, but realistically, I think they're just trying to get anything that they can, because this third quarter has been very, very silent for them. But Evans is going to take the three. That was not going to fall. And now the Tigers have everything going their way here with 23 to go in this one. You've got time as Clark's going to get her over to his trusty guard, Wallace. And they're swinging it around, trying to create opportunities for wide open guys. Clark gets the take that he wants, but it's blocked. Great block by Prince there.
Prince is sneaky athletic, you know what?
Yeah, they've got some guys that have came out here and played a pretty good game, and 1 second to go. A deep three does not fall. And the Knights, not the prettiest third quarter for them, but if you're a Tiger fan or a Tiger yourself, you are very satisfied with that. Come back for 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter coming up on ArrowVision.
Oh, I got my order wrong.
This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh, wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap, and I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Welcome back to ArrowVision, where we saw the Tigers catch some fire, some light in this game. And we're going to send it down to our awesome sideline reporter, Madison Dildine, with some stuff. Madison?
Coach was asking them, hey, why were we successful in that quarter right there? He said, we played harder, we rotated. You need to remember that every moment matters and every possession matters. JoJo?
Thank you for that one, Madison. And they played that one just as is, put it spot on. And the Tigers now going into the fourth quarter with a comfortable 30-point lead here. That's what you want to see. Is now you've got an interesting lineup of some young guys out there. A good combo for what you can see in the future as Sutton takes it inside. Back out to Wallace. Wallace cuts it inside. That's too easy. Misses it, though.
Tried that little scurvy-doo scoop shot there. Didn't fall for him.
It did not fall. Good hands by the Knights there. Last minute to get two guys up there. And good defense by Sutton. Going to create the travel there. See a little bit of that Andrew Nemhard there. As you see him kind of pull the chair every now and then on basketball players. Saw Sutton kind of pull that one back there and create the turnover.
Yeah, that gives this Oklahoma City fan a little flashback there. I didn't like those calls in the playoffs.
Definitely not ideal for the Thunder, but who came back on top at the end of it is all that matters. That's now Evans bringing it up the court, trying to find ways to bring them back some life as it's been kind of dead. He tried to take a little swift pass there. It goes nowhere, but he does indeed draw the foul on Wallace.
Foul being charged. The Tigers Oliver Wallace is first.
Yeah, we're a minute into this fourth quarter, and nothing has really changed. The Tigers still looking pretty good. Haven't found a bucket yet. Granted, it is only a minute in, but still, defensively, have looked really well.
Yeah, got some new guys in there. Just got to defend that three-point line. That's the way they're going to get back in that game, although some of these fouls may help as well. Both of those. This game has been, they've let them play a little bit this game. This quarter, they've come out with a little more energy, both teams, and they're calling it a little tighter. Tigers are going to have to adjust to that just a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, don't want to speak too soon, but if everything holds in this last 6:55 to go, the Tigers will play the Union Redhawks tomorrow at 7:30 in the UMAC. And that matchup right there is going to be interesting considering how the Tigers came out in this game and started off. But we know the Tigers can compete against Union as they have beaten them in their two games they played.
Yeah, but the playoffs is a brand new season, and none of that matters. So got to finish this one out strong, keep everybody healthy going into the game tomorrow. And we got to quit fouling, too.
Yeah, another foul on Dow trying to take the charge. And he just came in the game, and you don't want to see him get taken out early on because you want to see if you can expand this lead.
5 possessions so far for the Knights, 3 fouls and 1 bucket. It's not good defense.
But that's good defense right there as Troba gets the easy steal. That was put on a silver platter for him. As Wallace going to get a nice mid-range look. Doesn't fall, though.
Yeah, shot selection is important still.
He gets it back, though, gets the steal, and draws the foul as well. You want to see that one fall in, but at the end of the day, you will take the chance at the free throw line.
Yeah, cleaning up his mistake there with that early offense. Aggressive to the rim, draws the foul.
So yeah, Tigers will get a chance at another 2 today on the line. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by Quick Trip, proud partner of Broken Arrow Public Schools, investing in the future of our students. Thank you, Quick Trip. That is one thing that I miss about the Tulsa area. There's no Quick Trip in Norman. The closest one is in OKC, and it's about 20 minutes away. So I got to settle for On-Q nowadays. On-Q and Casey's is my go-to, unfortunately.
When you come back to town, are you like, oh my gosh, I've got to go to Quick Trip?
Yeah, every now and then, yes. I mean, I feel like the snacks and everything is just so ideal, especially whenever I'm driving down. When I come back, I want to On cue is nice, but I will say just nothing beats a quick trip in my eyes. I mean, growing up here, living here, quick trip's kind of the spot, and it's so when you go to other places, they're like, oh, what is quick trip? So just a little shout out there, but thank you for quick trip. Tigers made both of those free throws there. First 2 points of this fourth quarter. Good pressure on the defensive end. Good job not slapping. Can be a timeout taken by Northwest Classen here. But lead is back at 30 with 5:59 to go. Not a lot of room for the Knights, but at the end of the day, I think the Tigers came in here as the favorite, and they're kind of taking that one into their hands, especially in the second half.
Yeah, this is an ugly win. I mean, that's how you're going to say it, but you have to do that. You can't just, if things aren't going your way, you still have to find a way to win, and it sounds funny talking about that up 30, but we have high expectations every time a Beau Wallace Tigers team hits the floor. So love seeing the effort, even though the shots weren't falling early. Love the fact that they started falling late. That bodes well going into tomorrow's matchup with the Red Hawks.
Yeah, you put it perfectly. You put it spot on the pin right there. Coach Wallace has had such a spectacular past few seasons of excellence, essentially, and you want to keep that standard high. So in a game like this, when you're up 30, no one's going to focus on the scoreboard. They're going to focus on the sloppiness. In that first half, we saw a lot of that in this game. And the overall consensus here is you don't want that going into a tough game tomorrow where it can dictate where you're going to be in bracket play, which is extremely important in a state like this where it is really, really tight play and really, really good teams in this state.
Yeah. 6A basketball, you have to earn the title. It does not come easy. There are no easy breaks, no luck. No amount of luck that can get that for you. Maybe a few lucky breaks help, but you are going to have to go out there and earn that. And this team has a lot of guys that are getting valuable minutes. Maybe they didn't play pressure minutes last year, but a lot of valuable minutes in a playoff game tonight.
Yeah, I definitely would say this team is tested. They are really well in close games, so I have no worries about that. But for now, you got to close out this 30-point game. And that'll be a foul on Troy Bell. He's questioning the call there, but I feel like that little jump up kind of screwed him over there. It's going to be another chance for the Knights on the line. And I think Coach Wallace is going to take out Bell. It's seeming like it's Clark's right by the check-in.
Frustrating game for Troy, no doubt, but his effort has been there all night long. JoJo, he's my office aide, 5th hour right before he goes to basketball. Just a great kid. Love having him as a Tiger, and just exemplifies what it means to be a Tiger. You can still tell me I am a Tiger, right? You can do it all.
I can. I still remember it to heart. I'm fresh. I'm 2 years out. I'm still pretty fresh. I still love it. I still come every now and then to visit. I was actually at the high school today in the Student Union, the place that I would say built me to who I am today. But yeah, speaking of the Student Union, that's where I actually met Troy Bell and worked with him in Student Council. So I know he is a great guy and a man who has put wear on his shoulders. But that's going to be another 3 for the Tigers as Corbin Dow, like we said earlier, not known for his threes, but so far today has knocked down 4 of those today. Looking really good so far.
That call could have gone either way. Don't want to complain about it when you doubled your opponent in points there, but could have gone either way. We won't complain too much.
Not at all, but still, you got to find ways to make it your way. Good hands by Clark there. Coach asking for otherwise, and almost put back in the opponent's bucket there by Wallace, but he cleans it up pretty nicely. Draws the foul as well. I'm not a big fan of a take like that, though, and I think that's what we're talking about, those green, yellow, and reds. I mean, obviously you're forcing that transition, taking it coast to coast, but I feel like you have time to kind of just calm it down a little bit, take your time, dish it around. Obviously the game is well beyond reach for the Knights, I think, at this point, but still, you kind of want to train your mind and everything for what's to come tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good point, JoJo. Oliver Wallace could pull that back out. It's really hard, though, when you see the lane open up like that.
100%. I mean, you put me out there, if I'm playing, like, pick-up basketball, I'd probably take that up there, too. So, I mean, it's easy to judge whenever you're in a spot like this, 100%. So,
yeah,
no doubt about that. But so far, Tigers looking pretty good as Wallace goes 1 for 2 there on the line. And yeah, that clock is ticking and running, and the Tigers have picked up all momentum. Evans calling for the ISO. He's going to get the screen, though. Good hands by Sutton there. You love seeing these young guys out there getting these good, valuable minutes in playoff basketball, like you said earlier, Caleb.
Aiden Clark doing a good job talking on the screen there, letting Sutton know it's coming.
And a pass by Evans there, questionable. He had the open layup. I think he was thinking that the defender was going to go up and contest him, which in right mind, that is the right idea, but still, just take what they can give you, and that doesn't work out well for them as Dow looks for the three, passes it out to Mason, doesn't go. Well, let's call that an assist or a potential assist. It puts him on the line anyway. Works well for the Tigers as Aiden Clark will go on the line once again. Clark had a very silent but good 15 points today so far today, has performed really well and done a good job creating mismatches for himself and getting easy buckets.
Yeah, he's not happy with his performance, though. He's frustrated with himself. He doesn't like it when he's not shooting well, and you appreciate that from a competitor. He's not mad at his teammates. He's not mad at his coaches. He's mad at himself because he has high expectations for himself, and that's what you want. That's a real competitor right there, and that's just the kind of person he is in practice, and that helps motivate the whole team during practice.
Yep. Never satisfied, always striving is a way to put that for Aiden Clark as he makes that second one, goes 1 for 2 as well on his trip. And now, like I said, yeah, that clock is practically out, and the Tigers have looked really well in this third and fourth quarter to close it out, but you can't let that one happen. As slipping right through his Parks once again. And he's had a pretty good game. Once also a very quiet 11 points down below. And Sutton's going to think that one out. And that's another easy three for one of the Suttons. Wide open on the wing. Why not take that one? Yeah, that's what you want like this. Keep the momentum going.
Matthias and his brother both have a very pure stroke. Just looks good when it releases. You just feel like it's going to go in every time. And that one was nothing but the bottom of the net.
Yeah, Evans going to take the pass, going, looking for Parks there. Doesn't make it happen. You got a 2-on-1 here. You love this. Sutton's going to take it, and that's another easy bucket for Sutton there. It could be a three, a mid-range, or an easy layup, but he'll make it happen so far as he is showing his game off very nicely in the last end of this fourth quarter.
Matthias and William both have a little bit of their older brother in them, which is, it doesn't look like they're moving that fast, but it's just so smooth and so efficient that it just gets to the rim before people realize it.
See, if you want to talk about smooth and efficient, Evans just had one of the nastiest layups I've seen in a while. But Mason's going to shut that one up and get a layup of his own, but he took that one, cocked it down, little jelly 2017 style there. But another easy turnover, and that's an alley-oop.
Oh, I like it.
To put this one to bed, and that's going to be.
Speaking of green shots, that's the greenest of pastures right there. Alley-oop right at the rim.
Very much, and you've got a very brand new, fresh group coming in for the Tigers, and like I said, they're putting this one to rest here. It's now 74-35 game for the Tigers. 2:35 to go. You're sitting pretty comfortable here after a bit of an iffy start. You pick it up, and you look pretty good. That one will not fall for Evans. That's a rebound for Sutton. The Tigers just taking what they can get. An easy layup for the freshman, saving McAllister. He's got some points on the board so far today, which you like to see. And he almost creates turnover there as well. Always active. Active hands, active feet, active movement. That's what you want from a guy like that to see what's to come of this Tiger team. Checking in the game will be the senior, Cooper Milanak, sitting at 6 feet tall. He's had some pretty good minutes for the Tigers so far every now and then.
Another hard-working kid comes in the gym ready to compete every single day. From the first player to the last player, they practice hard every single day. Every single thing is competitive, and that's why they can come out and be competitive even when they're not playing well.
And that's what you love to see. A really good showing on senior night at the Tiger Stadium himself. So always nice to see these guys coming in, getting these good, valuable minutes in a playoff game like this. Evans on the line, first time in a while. Will miss the first, has a chance at the second. Yeah, Tigers have looked so far so good in this second half, which is good to see. And to all the Broken Arrow fans out there, the BAPS Foundation is celebrating 33 years of providing teacher grants. Visit bapsfoundation.org for more information.
All right, JoJo, now it's time to run the clock out.
Yeah, that's
I know
the
these
number one
guys
goal
all.
in mind.
Yeah, I know all these guys are going to want to score, but we've got to run the clock out. Yeah, we've got to get a five count here if we're not. There you go. Get it back. There we go. Made that harder than it had to be.
Yep, no need that it had to be the case, but like you said, you put it perfectly on, partner. Just run this clock and get this game over with. Dangerous pass right there by Cooper, and it goes back to the Knights. Evans is going to take a take. Gets blocked, but they're going to call a foul, and that's not helping our case here as the clock is now paused. Not what you want.
Yeah, it's actually a really good defense by Sutton until the very end there. Don't need to bring that hand down. Just make him make a difficult shot.
I mean, you're already in a position where your hands are up. He's leaning back. It's already a complicated shot alone. No need to reach in and get that contact there that draws the foul. As Evans is going to keep the ball rolling and miss this one as well. Yeah, 1:44 to go. 40-point lead for the Tigers. But I think it's safe to say this is not the purest 40-point lead that you expected from this team. But still, a 40-point lead is impressive from how that first half started. You can kind of sit and rest.
Cooper directing the offense out there. I like that.
And no foul call there by the ref as Evans is going to take that one up again. And another nasty take for Evans. He's had a few of those so far today, showing off that athleticism. And a take by the freshman. And the clock is going to stop again as 2:06 has been going a lot longer than expected here.
Yeah,
Tigers
sometimes
draw
that
foul.
happens when you get to the end of games. Guys get excited to be a part of the action.
I mean, yeah, and it's hard to not, you know? I mean, especially for a guy like McAllister. And we've got injury on the court. Stepping out will be TJ Clark. And coming in will be Xavier Collins, who's seen some pretty good minutes so far today for the Knights. That one's pure. I'm excited to see how he's going to turn out for the Tigers. And you were talking about him early on as well, Caleb, but he came in and he's looked pretty good. I mean, 5 points off not that many minutes. He's taking what they'll give him.
He's played well on the defensive end, too. These guys are given assignments on defense where they're supposed to be when the ball's rotating, and he's been in the right spot nearly every time on every single defensive possession. So, you know, basketball can be an easy game when you pay attention in practice, you understand the game plan, and then you come out and execute it. Even if the shots aren't falling, we saw that early, but we're still able to build the lead just based on the fact that we kept doing what Coach Wallace and the coaching staff had planned.
Yeah, they executed it very well. And for a guy like McAllister, I mean, you obviously, we've been highlighting the fact that he's a freshman, but, I mean, the way he's been playing very, very high percentage basketball. That's a guy that can come clutch in a game tomorrow where you need a guy like that on your bench to come in and kind of, you know, vindicate what's going on. Let's say it's not going all so well. A guy like that that's playing well in a game like this can be a dude for you in a game tomorrow against the Redhawks. So, overall, I mean, the future is bright, but obviously the right now is also bright, in my opinion.
No doubt about it. Got a good big game tomorrow.
He's going to miss the second, but good effort right there by the Tigers. Josiah Wilson did everything in his power to get that one, but an unfortunate turnover there will put it back in the hands of the Knights.
Kind of went bowling there.
Yeah,
Cameron probably didn't pick it up, but he bowled a strike there, knocked over a trash can. Looks like a plate of nachos all over the place.
Yep, and another young guy coming in for McAllister. It's going to be Adam Dodd, the 6'6" sophomore, coming into this one. So, yeah, a lot of these young guys getting their chance here to kind of show off and get their chances. Evans is going to take another one of those crazy threes, but that one doesn't fall. And, I mean, I will say we saw a lot from the Knights. They put up a pretty good fight. Efforts by the Tigers there did not turn out well. It's going to go back to the Knights. Another chunked up three. Doesn't fall, and a good rebound by Cooper. Looking for the outlet, but the tip-off, it stays with the Knights, and now 30 and counting. As if it wasn't safe to say at the beginning of the fourth quarter, but this game has been all Tigers so far and will stay that way as the Tigers will come out with the victory and play the Union Redhawks tomorrow at the UMAC at 7:30 p.m. It will be on ArrowVision as well, so stay tuned for that. We'll be a different crew, unfortunately. You will not be seeing me and Caleb here, but hope you guys enjoyed your time with us here. It was a fun one. It was a great one. I always love coming back here, doing stuff for my community, for my place that built me, and always cool seeing admin do it alongside me as they used to be, well, you know, still obviously respect your elders, but seeing them doing out here with them was a really good time. So the Tigers will come out victorious with a score of 77-39 and face the Union Redhawks tomorrow for a chance at higher seeding in area coming up soon. And yeah, it started off pretty rough, turned out well, and then it got good, but still not a satisfying win.
Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't always tell the whole story, or tell the real story, I guess you could say. And in this case, first quarter was a struggle. Second quarter found a little momentum. In the third quarter, we hit our stride. Big win for the Tigers. And then the team we always want to beat in Union coming up tomorrow.
Madison's down underneath with Coach Wallace with after-game thoughts. Madison?
Coach, a little bit happier now than you were when we last talked. What shifted in that third?
Well, I just thought we did what we were supposed to do, and I shouldn't have to go in the locker room and get on them for them to come out here and execute like they're supposed to. I mean, that's a non-negotiable, so not very happy about that, but I'm glad that we got the win and we're moving on.
Big matchup tomorrow. What can we expect out of Union?
Oh, I mean, they're going to throw the ball inside. They've got good guards. They're on their home floor, so we've got to be ready to play.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you for that one, Madison. Did a great job today. She was actually my teacher here when I was at Broken Arrow. Pretty funny enough in her sports media class. And look at me now. So we had a great game so far today. And Caleb, it's going to be a good one tomorrow, an exciting one tomorrow. Should be closer than today, obviously. But if not, we're more than satisfied if the Tigers come out on top. But it will be one that's going to be here, there, and everywhere, to say the least.
Absolutely. You just don't know what to expect, but love Coach's thoughts after the game. If we just do what we're supposed to do, we'll be fine. Love that mentality from him. Looking forward to seeing them execute from the jump tomorrow night.
Yeah, that'll be the case. So thank you guys for tuning in. JoJo David and Caleb Starr signing out for another one. Hope to see you guys soon. Peace out. Have a blessed rest of your day on ArrowVision. Thank you.